Alright guys, I'm back again, and today I am doing a commission piece, actually. My first ever commission piece for Harper's best friend's husband. He requested a certain color and a certain Pokemon for his own coaster. Now granted, I'm going to add my own little twist to it, of course. And that twist being, on top of the blue color you see going down into the mold, I'm also using this, which is a aqua blue glow powder, which I don't know if I can actually get it to glow for you guys real quick there. So, if you can't see, it glows a very, very light blue. Oh, and these down here, these are a new mold Harper got for me. They are Rune stone molds, or Rune Molds, so yeah, there's that as well. So we'll see how this project turns out in the end. So I've never actually got, until today, or until recently, I had never gotten a commission for a piece before. Granted, I haven't really been doing this all that long. Oh, and the music you hear in the background is from a game I've been playing on my iPad. So might as well turn that off real quick. So this is the pigment powder I'm using for this one. It is a sky blue metallic pigment. If you like my metallic colors. Although I just realized there is a hair in there and I need to get that sucker out. There, got it. Even though it's kind of silvery in color, it's fine. Prefer to keep myself out of the projects as much as possible. Meaning hair-wise. So of course this is going to be a three-parter, and this piece you see right here, this bit of mold here, is something special I'm going to be doing. It's kind of a collab with my dad, in which I will be casting this cicada in resin. And I'm also kind of doing this for my nephew. So it's a bit of a collab between my dad and me. Hopefully he will turn it, see what happens. He does wood turning as a hobby, and I figured give him something cool or interesting to work with. Maybe present a little bit of a challenge, because I don't know if he's worked with anything that actually has something inside of it that you really don't want to damage. But I guess I'll have to wait and find out. Hopefully that turns out well. I'm honestly hoping that this piece turns out good too. I'm sure it will. I mean, I haven't had very many failures so far. So this is more about learning what I can do and figuring things out. Shoot, there went the light again. Hate how this light has a timer. Beggars can't be choosers on this one. So I'm trying to clear up a few things, get more and more of my resin molds taken care of, you know, that kind of thing. Or use more of my molds. I will also be doing a piece for Harper's best friend later as well. I'll probably be doing that one next week. I'm gonna be giving them their coasters at a later time anyway. Perhaps for Christmas, I don't know yet. I'm leaving that timeline up to Harp. Oh, and another piece I did for my own enjoyment was I did some celestial keys from the show Fairy Tale. Harper, actually I bought these molds for them recently. And as you can see, this is one of my first attempts at a key. The resin is still flexible, so that's actually a good thing because this is basically going to go on a key ring at some point, maybe. But again, that's my first try of it. So I don't know how well this is going to turn out. Hopefully the micro bubbles inside this wind up going away soon enough. I will eventually start putting things like Pokemon actual figures in resin pieces. The cicada is going to be one of my first ever attempts at putting something other than cards in resin. So I'm trying to take my time on the on this first layer, and whatever excess I have from over here will be poured into these Rune molds as well. So we'll see what happens there. I'm definitely gonna have some excess. Sorry, just trying to help release some of the excess air bubbles in this one. They are getting to be really small, so they're turning into micro bubbles, which is really nice. So I originally started out with 100 milliliters of the 2-part resin. That was my starting point on this one to see how much resin actually I could get. And as you can see, I filled up a decent amount of this cup with resin. I should be able to set the cicada in there in about an hour or two. I will test to see how thick it has become. I think I'll do my usual in 1 hour. I will come back to do this part, or to do the next layer of this part, and let me show you guys the card. He requested a Snorlax, of all things. So that'll be going into this coaster for him. Sorry, it takes a minute to get these pipettes filled up. But I only like to use one at a time. There with the light again, sorry. I'm busy filling right now, so I can't exactly fix the light yet. There needs to be a way to turn this sucker on for longer. So yeah, the filling of the pipettes takes a while, especially with how thick the resin is right now. So far, most of my deep pours or thick pours of resin have turned out really nice. Very few have wound up being failures. I take that as a good sign I'm doing something right when it comes to my resin. And even the ones that some might consider failures, I really don't. Most of them I consider as learning experiences. Because I am an amateur resin art person, so for me, artwork is one of those things that can be subjective for a lot of people. What some consider art, some others may not. In my case, anything you're willing to take the time to put the effort into like this is worth at least a look at, and you know, hopefully people enjoy the art that you make. If not, well, so long as you're happy with it, that's really the main part. I personally don't feel that it's necessary to make everybody happy with the pieces. Now, when you're doing a commission, you want to make the person who commissioned the piece happy. But for your own pieces of art, it's more about whether you're happy with it. And I've done metal art, I've done, as you can see, resin art, and a few other things. I actually used to draw, I used to sketch. Artwork has been something I've enjoyed doing for quite some time. Would I say I'm really, really good at it? No. I think that a lot of my art is, well, it's okay. I'm not the best artist in the world. My sketches are decent at times, but not something I would be wanting to show off to every person I meet. And I'll be honest, I am terrible at drawing people. I can draw to an extent animals, but I'm not as good as some. I'll be honest. I don't think I'm all that great at it. But I do like to draw animals. I like to draw weaponry. I like to draw mostly inanimate objects. That's really where my strength lies when it comes to artwork. But even then, there's a lot of people out there who are a heck of a lot better than me at it. But I'm not trying to sell myself short on this stuff. I do still love to do it. Whether I am good or not, well, I'll let you guys decide what you think about my artwork. And I know most people that do resin art for YouTube and stuff like that, they don't really talk that much, which is fine. There are a few that do, but I like to talk as I do my pieces. Ah, shoot. Well, that's an easy fix. Just go ahead and wipe that off. I don't want that spot to have anything on it yet. I'm trying to get this one as perfect as possible. I think commission pieces should look even better than your standard pieces, but that's just me. Timba! What you doing over there, fuzzy boy? And there goes the light again. Okay, I think that's enough of that resin. It's going pretty far down the side, or up the sides, so that will turn out pretty cool looking, I think. Kill those bubbles. There. And that'll also not impede the placement of the Snorlax. So what's funny is I have been using this same cup to hold all my excess, not excess resin, but my my sticks and stuff, and I've managed to peel everything out of it pretty easily. And it's just a standard plastic cup. There's nothing special about it. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna mix this up a little bit more just in case, because I think some of the glow powder is sunk to the bottom. I want to make sure that's nice and mixed again. Don't want to lose too much resin. So let's see, let's go ahead and let's do this one. Let me turn it around so you guys can see which one I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do with these, the Rune molds, is after I've done them, each of the symbols on each of these runes, I will actually be placing more resin inside of, because it's going to have a little void there for where the symbol goes. Let's go ahead and do this one. Seems like this particular resin, though, doesn't really shrink as much as some of the others do. I'm just trying to do a nice slow pour here. Now hopefully the heat from the resin won't discolor that cicada whenever it's time to put it in the resin. When it does come time for me to add it in, I'm probably going to do another, I think, 100 milliliter pour. That should cover it pretty well. And once I get that sucker to a point that I feel comfortable with, I will probably just kind of get a few more drops in there because I want it to dome up just a little bit. Don't have much resin left in this one, so don't want to add it to that because that would look really weird. So let's just go ahead and grab the pipette again. We'll go ahead and fill some of these jewel molds up with resin. So yeah, each time from now on, I'm going to be doing rune pieces, as well as a few other things. Whoops, that was not supposed to happen. And there goes the light again, big shock. So yeah, I enjoy doing this stuff a lot. It's a lot of fun for me. So yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite hobbies right now. I also do kind of wood carving, but I haven't done that one in a while. And I'm really, really not good at it. I do like what most wood carvers do. I let the piece that I'm working on kind of speak to me and tell me what it wants to become. I just kind of start carving and see where it goes. There might have actually been enough resin in there for another rune after all. Oh well, it's fine. Do-do-do-do-do. I actually bought these gem molds at Hobby Lobby of all places. That's not really a weird thing. But it's something that's very different for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the same thing I did before I started this video. I'm gonna go ahead and mix together the 100 mils and see where I get with that. And then start working from there. Don't think I have enough to fill up this thing, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't have enough here to fill up the rest of that resin, but oh well. We'll see what I get. Oops. Okay, so that was definitely a bit of an explosion there. Yeah, so this part's just me taking the time to take everything else I can out of this. Go ahead and let it set for a few moments so that it kind of all settles down. That should allow me to get enough out of it to fill that up, hopefully. Yeah, it looks like there's enough there. So this part may take me a few minutes, but it's nothing new, nothing different. So I'm gonna go ahead and end there. I'll continue working on getting what little resin I have left filled into that piece. But in the meantime, guys, thanks for checking out this video. If you like the content on this channel, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. And feel free to check out my live streams whenever I go live for my gameplays. Anyway, stay safe out there, guys, and I'll see you next time.